Recycling is the process of taking the product at the end of its useful life and using all or part of it to make another product. The internationally recognized symbol for recycling includes three arrows moving in a triangular direction. Each arrow is said to represent a different part of the recycling process. The first is collection, the second is remanufacturing, and the third is resell. Sure, you may be thinking um, I'm using an already used bottle or a used container. Well, you reusing that container could help save the earth. When you have a bottle and you're finished drinking your water or something, don't throw it away. It might look useless when it's empty, but when you wash it and use it to hold a drink again, it won't be so useless anymore. You could prevent it from ending up in the ocean and from harming the marine life, or from ending up on the side of the road where it won't decompose, or it going to an industry where it'll burn and cause air pollution. So technically, recycling is a pretty good thing. And there are other ways where you're able to recycle when you reuse stuff, like a plastic container. If it's only for one-time use, don't only use it once. You're able to use it again. You can reduce the amount of waste that you produce. Instead of using 2 napkins, do you really need the two? You can just use one and use the back of it or something. It, in this world today, we can't afford to be so wasteful, especially with global warming acting up and our ozone layer depleting. Us reducing, reusing, and recycling things could really help our planet in the long run. A worldwide issue known as recycling, it has come to basically all the countries in the world. The, the main question that people ask is, when do you recycle? When you see something of recyclable material, don't hesitate to pick it up. When you're in your classroom and you see a piece of paper on the floor and everybody passes it by, are you just gonna let it sit there and wait for the janitor to come and pick it up and throw it away where it'll end up in a landfill somewhere? Or are you yourself gonna pick it up and put it in a recycling bin where it'll be taken to a, a warehouse where it'll be cleaned off and remanufactured, where it's able to be resold? Pretty simple, huh? And recycling is good because you're able to do it at any time on your own terms whenever you want to. But when you're in a public place, don't feel embarrassed to pick it up because you might think that somebody's gonna think you're a loser when you pick it up. Cares. Recycling is good for you and for the environment. And whether they think you're a loser or not, you're a loser who cares about the earth. So just pick it up and put it in the recycling bin. Most places, locally and globally, have recycling bins. So you can do it on your own terms when you feel like it, but you should feel like doing it all the time. Because in a world like this and these modern times with global warming and everything, you really can't afford to be thinking lazy or thinking that, oh, I can recycle tomorrow, because there might not even be a tomorrow if you don't recycle. Recycling in the end is just trying to help us, and you can do it on your own terms, but you should want to do it all the time. Why recycle, you ask? Recycling is an excellent way of saving energy and conserving the environment. Scientists came up with a theory of a carbon footprint, which measures the amount of carbon dioxide that you use every single day. But when you recycle, it helps to reduce your carbon footprint to not as much as you used to. Did you know that one recycled tin can would save enough energy to power a television for 3 hours? Some people really have to have their TV. Did you know that one recycled glass bottle would save enough energy to power a computer for 25 minutes? Gotta have your Facebook. One recycled plastic bottle would save enough energy to power a 60-watt light bulb for 3 hours. For those of you who have a hard time seeing, that one recycled bottle have you see for a few hours. And did you know that 70% less energy is required to recycle paper compared to making it with new materials, new or slash raw materials? Using recycled things isn't that bad. You could have a newspaper. Most newspapers make their pages out of recycled material, which isn't that bad because you have your old newspapers and the ones that aren't used are used to make the paper, which you'll be reading tomorrow or the day after that. And recycling is good. People think that recycling is a waste of time, but in reality it isn't. The earth gives us so much time a day, and we could give her that little amount of time to recycle and to help reduce the carbon dioxide in the air or the wasted energy that we usually would. So, you ask why to recycle? You just found that out. Who can recycle, you ask? Well, obviously not your dog. What does it have to do with you? Recycling begins with you. Well, recycling is a simple way that you, as a product consumer, can help the environment, create a profitable market for recycled goods, and help preserve natural resources from being depleted. So let's get involved. From the age of 88 to the age of 4, anybody can recycle. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to put the glass bottle in the glass container or the aluminum can in the aluminum bottle. Everybody can do it. It's not really that hard. You are able to recycle when you want. Different people of different ethnicities and different ages can recycle. A little girl of 4 years old is able to determine that the paper goes in the paper bag. And don't forget, recycling starts with you, and you have to be the change that you wish to see in the world. Quoted by Mahatma Gandhi. He probably wasn't around when recycling was created, but I'm sure he would have wanted it that way because he made the awesome quote. Where to recycle? Recycling starts at home. For example,
Okay, so we're eating about chips and drinking, what is this? Coca-Cola cherry soda. What are we gonna do with this? Capriti, what are we gonna do with this when we're done?
recycle.
Foil, aluminum, recycling.
When this bag of chips is done, you're gonna think, oh, it's empty, there's nothing else to do with it. But did you know that this container of chips could end up on the side of the road or in the ocean? and possibly harm the little fish that swim in the sea.
Oh wait, no, she didn't. Recycle the bottle too. Be jealous, Arizona.
Recycling bottles can prevent animals from getting stuck in it
Dying.
or from swallowing it and dying. You love your animals, don't you? Save them. Use your heart when you recycle. Lonnie, do you recycle?
Yeah, the recycled bag right after I eat it. Almost done.
Which container are you going to put it in? She's going to put it in aluminum. She's just kidding.
Aluminum.
Aluminum. It's
okay.
foil.
I'm just making sure she knew that.
Wait. Chanel, what do you recycle?
I recycle cans, bottles at my house. There's this thing under the sink. It says cans, bottles, cardboard.
Kivani!
And why does she recycle? Because she loves the planet. Kivani, do you love the planet?
Yes.
And she's only first grade.
If Kivani can recycle, and
So
you
can
recycle.
you.
Woo! Last PSA!
For more information, visit www.recyclingguide.org.uk/facts.